Here in Arizona, we do have some wildlife you might come upon, like a deer, a moose, a bobcat, a squirrel, a rattlesnake, and if you're in Scottsdale at the Phoenix Open, a cougar or two. But the only way you get up close to an alligator or a crocodile is visiting one of our local zoos like the Wildlife World Zoo. Good morning, Christy.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing really good, and you're absolutely right. We have so many different crocodilian species. We have alligators, we have a saltwater crocodile, which is the largest of the species, and we have an amazing dwarf caiman, which is actually the smallest of the crocodilian species.
But still very dangerous to you people. I just want you to know that right now. And again, if you come upon one of these, definitely want to call somebody, because I don't know why you'd find one of these here in Arizona. But we don't find them in Arizona, do we?
Nope, you're not going to find these guys in Arizona. They're actually native to South America. But here in the United States, in places like Florida and southeastern parts of the United States, you'll find alligators.
Yeah, and that's where you get educated on it. And like I said, I'm a big alligator and I love them. But the crocodile I didn't understand. And that's one thing. I don't know why I never got into crocodiles. But I will say this, the reason that you could tell the difference between a crocodile and an alligator is their heads.
Yeah.
Because a crocodile is thin, like that one is, and an alligator is pretty much big. Their head is big and square, kind of. But
absolutely right.
They're actually still dinosaurs to us, aren't they?
It's so funny. Even your employees today, as I was coming in, they're like, oh my gosh, you brought in a dinosaur. I mean, how prehistoric looking are these guys? They actually roamed with the dinosaurs. And when you look at them, you can tell this is an apex predator. I mean, they are built to be concealed in the water. If you look, his eyes, nose, and ears are located on the top of his mouth. He's actually hissing right now.
Yeah, I was going to say too. You see, I don't know if you've watched, but I stepped up a little bit further away because I'm hearing hissing. And when you hear hissing, that means they're not too happy. It means you're in their area or they're kind of agitated a little bit. So you just got to stay calm with them.
Yeah, caiman are known for being the most aggressive of all the crocodilian species, which is funny because they're the smallest. But yeah, he's letting us know who's in charge right now. And when they're in the water, you don't even see them because they'll just stick the very top of their head out of the water and they can still see, smell, and hear. They wait for something to get close enough to the water's edge, grab it, drag it underwater, and do something called a death roll, where they roll around a ton of times till that animal is not going anywhere, and then they swallow it whole or rip it apart and swallow the chunks whole.
Yes, and that's where, again, I told you about the death roll, and that's why if you do get bit by an alligator or a crocodile, if you get bit by a crocodile, it's going to hurt more than an alligator. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's never happened, but I've read it. But what you want to do is, like you said, you hold on to their snout, you roll them because of their jaws. And we were talking about this, is that an alligator jaw and a crocodile jaw closes up. It doesn't close down like, regular people or other animals. It closes up. And it's a very strong jaw, isn't it?
It is so strong, and they have different muscles that close their jaw than that open their jaw. Now, the muscles that open their jaw are fairly weak, which is why sometimes you'll see people hold their mouth shut. But the jaws they have that close their mouth, pretty strong, and they have about 75 to 80 teeth in their mouth. And something that is so fascinating is every time they lose a tooth, another tooth grows back, so they can go through thousands of teeth in one lifetime.
Wow. Okay. What's great is that it's cooling off. So a perfect time to go out to the Wildlife World Zoo and go through and meet the alligators and talk with them. And you guys are so knowledgeable about the different animals out there.
Yeah, we have over 6,000 different animals, 600 different species. So we're Arizona's largest exotic animal collection. And we're very interactive. There's lots of opportunity to learn and gain appreciation for these animals to help want to conserve and protect their wild counterparts.
Yeah, and one reason why we get alligators here in Arizona is because someone brings them as an exotic animal they want to have. And I know, gosh, this is probably about maybe 10 years ago, a little less than that. There was a person traveling from Florida to California with almost 30 or 40 alligators and crocodiles in his pickup, in a truck. And we rescued them because they got here and the heat was actually more than they can handle.
Oh,
and it was amazing. But that's where some of these animals that come to the zoo is actually rescued in a way from people who are not supposed to have them or from people that need to have them taken care of.
Absolutely. A lot of our animals sometimes were former pets that were donated to the zoo. If you walk around, we have hundreds of different macaws. 99% of them were donated as pets. Sometimes we get animals from Game and Fish that can't be re-released. So we get our animals all kinds of different ways, and sometimes we trade with other zoos because different zoos have different breeding programs, especially different zoos throughout the country with different climates.
Yeah, and I know people are kind of like, okay, we've been watching alligators, they're bad and stuff they're really not when we watch these videos of the man taking on the alligator. It's just that you're in his habitat, in place and everything like that. But also I have to mention this, is that alligators are starting to become extinct because of pythons down in Florida that someone let a python go and they're crazy down there, and now they're eating up the alligators' food and stuff like that. So they're starting to become kind of, extinct in a way.
Yeah, invasive species are really dangerous, and unfortunately Florida is a hot spot for invasive species because their climate mimics so many other natural climates throughout the world, like Southeast Asia, South America. So a lot of those animals are thriving in Florida because, like you mentioned, people get them as pets. Sometimes the Burmese pythons, they get over 20 feet sometimes. You get them, it's hard to take care of them when they get older. People are releasing them, or when the hurricanes blow through, they're losing some of their animals. And yeah, pythons, tegus, they're definitely devastating the natural wildlife there.
So, all right, well, that's why you need to go and visit in the zoo and not have one as your own. And so it's a great weekend to get out there. What's going on?
So we have lots of babies right now. Our baby giraffe is out and about with the family. We have a full baby animal nursery with the cooler weather. The animals are out, and it's just a great place to bring the family.
There you go. Tell them the website really quick, Christy.
WildlifeWorld.com, or you can call 623-935-WILD.
There you go. All right, it's Christy against the crocodile, me against pretty much myself when I wrestle. All right, so there we go. All right, guys, we got more of theirs on a Daily Mix coming up right after this.